Sierra, Delta, Alpha, November, Golf, Echo, Romeo, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra.
Hey, is this creepy voicemail message sent to random Twitter users really warning that aliens are here among us and that the world will end on April 18th? I've got the answer to that coded message, plus answers to a whole bag of other curious items that you guys sent in. Like this picture that claims to show a Grim Reaper dog with a skull-like face. A picture that wants us to believe this shark is 512 years old. A portrait of some trees that claims to be a real photograph. And that doesn't even include the big story this week about this drawing said to represent a man who's invading the dreams of thousands of people. Hey guys, Bill here. You know, when it comes to great mysteries in this world, I don't think there's any mystery greater than what most of us do every night, and that is dream. Despite intense research by scientists all over the globe, no one has been able to uncover the truth about why we dream and what it really means. Some think dreams help us organize our memory. Others think dreams help us work through troubling thoughts and emotions. But what about this idea? Dreams are actually a place where otherworldly beings can visit us and relay important messages. Now, if you think this is a pretty far-fetched idea, well, I happen to agree with you. But take a look at this. This is an illustration of a man or being that thousands of people have reported seeing in their dreams. The picture was first sent in by Syed Ahmed, Aiden Simcoe, and Christian Bulakan, all of whom want to know, is it real that so many people see this man in their dreams? Well, guys, I have to say this one has me very curious, so let's take a look. He doesn't have a name nor a nationality, but the story goes like this. This picture was first drawn by a psychiatric patient who told her doctor it is a man who repeatedly appears in her dreams. She said she has never met the man, but he is not evil. He seems to be a force of good who provides advice on life. Now, the doctor didn't think too much about this and just kind of left the picture on his desk. But then, a couple days later, another patient sees the picture, recognizes the face, and says he was also visited by this man in a dream. Since these initial reports, it is estimated more than 2,000 people have confirmed this man has appeared in their dreams, setting off a viral media sensation.
Have you dreamed about this man comforting or befriending you over the past 5 years? Then you are one of thousands across the world who have dreamed this man.
Including Los Angeles, Berlin, Sao Paulo, Tehran, Beijing, Rome, Barcelona, Stockholm, Paris, New Delhi, and Moscow.
The remarkably similar sketched images were published, and a global phenomenon was discovered.
Wow, pretty wild stuff, huh? I really wanted to get to the bottom of this one. So the first thing I did was turn to my Bill's Channel community page to see what you guys think. A lot of you guys like What Up World, Francisco Garcia, and Le Pizza Gamer said you had dreams that included this man. Ethan M said, if thousands of people reported it, Bill, I think it's real. But then a lot of you, like Anurag Pandey and Oliverio Garcia, said it's fake. And Fastplays made a very good point by suggesting people dream about him because so many people see that drawing. There were also a few unknowns and a lot of people that thought this drawing looked like Mr. Bean or even Freddy Krueger or even Freddy Krueger's brother. But anyway, the good news is, thanks to you guys, I was able to get this investigation on the right path and come up with this, the official answer. Now, you know I am dying to tell you what's in here, but if you watch this show, you know there's no way I can tell you what's going on in here until you tell me what you got going on up there, okay? Now, when I say go, what I want you to do is yell out as loud as you can, either real or fake. Now, if you can't do that because, you might get in trouble or something like that, it's okay to pause the video, go to the comment section, leave your answer down there very quietly, then come back here, play the rest of the video, and see if you're right or not. A third way to go, which is one of my favorite ways, is just to vote right up here. You ready? And go. Okay, did you vote? Good, because in just a few seconds, we're going to reveal the ultimate truth about Mr. Dream Surfer out there. But before we do that, I've got a couple other very curious pictures and videos I want you guys to take a look at. Our first picture today claims this dog was born with the outline of a human skull on its face. The picture was sent in by Untainted SKS, who just wrote, "Does this dog have a skull face, or did someone create this in Photoshop?" Well, Tainted, I really hope for that dog's sake that somebody painted that on his face or they used Photoshop or something like that, because, who is going to keep a dog like that with a face like that in their house? Can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and seeing that dog staring at you? I don't think I would want to keep a dog like that. But anyway, so how'd you vote out there? Did you vote real? Did you vote fake? Because, hey, dogs have a lot of markings. This dog could have just got unlucky, or even worse, it could be like some kind of devil dog. So let's see. Let's see if you were right or not. Okay, now the official answer about the dog with the skull outline on its face is, ready for this? Fake. Thanks to research whiz Marinus Kramer, we now know this is not a real dog. It was created by horror and science fiction writer Thomas Hoppe for the cover of his book, A Dangerous Breed. Our next picture shows us a very old-looking shark. A shark that many claim is 512 years old. The picture was first sent in by Hamza Chowdhury, who just wrote, "Bill, is it possible there's really a shark that lives to be that old?" Well, Hamza, actually when we started looking around, there were a lot of news reports out there about this thing. So we had to do a pretty thorough investigation to get to the bottom of it all, which we did. So we have the real answer right here. So we're going to tell you, whether it's real or not, that there is a shark swimming in the oceans of old planet Earth here that is over 500 years old. Okay, you ready? So if you voted real, you're voting there is a shark in the ocean that is 512 years old. If you voted fake, you voted there is not a shark in the ocean 512 years old. All right, so the official answer is unknown. First off, all the pictures floating around are not the actual picture of a 512-year-old shark. Those are just stock shots to illustrate the story, to which there are no pictures. Second, the shark that everybody's reporting on isn't actually one shark. It's actually 28 female Greenland sharks that were examined by Danish marine biologist Julius Nielsen and his team. In an interview with Science Magazine, Mr. Nielsen reports they tested the inside of the shark's eyelids for signs of radiation and lined up that information with known radiation levels in the sea over a long period of time. Based on the findings of these examinations, the scientists were actually only able to provide a very broad range for the actual age of these sharks, which Mr. Nielsen explains in his interview. So listen carefully to what he says here.
And the oldest sharks that we have in our analysis is from between 272 and 512 years old.
In other words, one of these sharks could be up to 512 years, but anybody who tells you it's actually 512 years old is not telling you the truth, because it's just this broad estimate that they threw out there. Now, on the other hand, consider if they're even right within the lowest part of that range, 272 years old. That would mean we have sharks swimming around in our ocean that were born before the American Revolution. 1775, I think is when that started. And these guys were like born 1746. That's old. Our last picture of the day is this one, and is said to be an actual photograph and not a painting as it appears. It was sent in by Jerome Osorio, who wrote, "Let us know if this is a real photo or just art. Thank you." Well, Jerome, you know, I gotta be honest with you, this one kind of fits into that category of being a little too obvious to be in the real or fake show because, I mean, let's face it, we all know it's okay? But on the other hand, sometimes I see things that I just like so much. I just want to put in a show. I mean, look at this thing. Look how beautiful it is. I mean, look at the colors in this thing. I mean, it's downright expressionistic. And what about these trees? I mean, they look exactly how I would draw them if I was, you know, an artist of that kind. The blue down here, if it isn't water, I don't know what it is. And the orange background with snowflakes, well, you know, that's actually kind of surreal. All right, so this one was a bit of a giveaway for the show. You know, every once in a while, you know, you got to have like a really easy one so you can yell at me about it. Anyway, so the official answer is, we got to get on back to the big story. The official answer is what? It's real. Thanks to Facebook researcher Zunaid Zihan, who was the first to solve this mystery, we now know this photograph was taken in the African country of Namibia by Frans Lanting on assignment for National Geographic.
It was purely a matter of being in the right place at the right time with an idea in mind.
It was in a place called Dead Vlei, which you can see better in this photo. Okay, now that we got all those little mysteries put away, what do you say we get back to our big mystery today and find out if there is really some guy or some being that's out there invading people's dreams, okay? Here we go. This is the official right here. The illustration of a man who is mostly referred to as Ever Dream This Man has been thoroughly examined by the Bill's Channel fact-checking team. While the authenticity of the actual drawing is not in question here, yes, thank you. We all know the drawing is not what we're talking about because the drawing is just a drawing to illustrate something that people are dreaming about. And so whether the drawing itself is real or not is not the question here. And that's good. They put this in here because, you know, I see a lot of confusion about that stuff. All right, so now let's get back to this. The reality of a man who looks like this and reportedly appears in the dreams of thousands of people is not true. Fake. And actually, you know what? That is really good news because you know what that means? That means there is one place in our lives that Facebook has not figured out how to invade. Sorry. Anyway, just a little joke. Who is this? Thanks to a comment from Anurag Pandey on my community page, we chased down the idea that the whole thing was a hoax created by a marketing strategist. This lead led us to this man. His name is Andrea Natella, and he's a sociologist and artist of sorts. He created the This Man image with some computer software, cooked up the story, and then helped it go viral with its own webpage called thisman.org. Ironically, Natella also created a fake marketing company called Guerrilla Marketing to help propel his viral art project, but it was so successful, he ended up being offered a job at a real advertising agency. I mean, it's really amazing what some people have to do to get a job these days, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's all the time I have for today's video, but hey, if you're thinking about clicking away right now, I wouldn't do that because don't you want to know if the world is going to end on April 18th like those mysterious voice messages are warning us? Well, hang around for a couple of minutes and I'm going to be telling you about that. First, however, I just want to send out a big thanks to all you people for sending in all those crazy photos and videos that you send in every week. big special thanks to all my fact checkers out there who helped me solve these mysteries. And hey, don't forget, we've got a new Real or Fake show every Friday. And if you've got a picture or video and you're not quite sure whether it's real or not, send it in to me at billschannel@gmail.com and I'll take a look. Please don't leave links or suggestions in the comment section, because really, the only thing that's going to do is force me to invade your dreams and start screaming, "You're driving me crazy!" See you next time. Okay, now in terms of the creepy voicemail. Despite all its mystery and confusion and the fact that you guys voted 57% that it's real, it's nothing more than, and let me say it to you in military code, Foxtrot, Alpha, Kilo, Echo. Our friend Ty, who's the guy behind all this, almost certainly got this idea from an old sci-fi movie like Day the Earth Stood Still. Does this sound familiar?
This Earth of yours will be reduced to a burned-out cinder.
Ty's problem, of course, is he can't make the world stop. So guess what? The world is not going to end on April 18th, which means on April 19th, we can start debunking the new prediction that the world is going to end on June 24th.